A disappointing result and a disappointing performance from Barca tonight, guys. This is unacceptable. One thing is very clear. Playing like we played tonight, we have no chance of winning La Liga this season, guys. We were so poor tonight against Rayo Vallecano, and that is why we have dropped 2 points. We were so poor. If we continue to play the way we played tonight at Vallecas, we have no chance of defending the league title we won last season, guys. We have absolutely no chance, especially with the way that I've seen Madrid play. Madrid have won 3 games in a row to start the season. And it's not just the fact that they've been winning, they've been playing well. Last night against Mallorca, they played very well. Even though the scoreline suggested otherwise, they played very well. It was a convincing and comfortable win for Madrid last night. This season, Barca has not looked convincing at all. In the first game against Mallorca, we won 3-0, of course, but let's not forget, Mallorca had 2 red cards in that game. And in our last game against Levante, we had to come back from 2-0 down to win the game in the last minute. So those 2 performances before tonight, they were not convincing in any way, but we won. But how about tonight? We played against Rayo at Vallecas, and you've seen that Barca are not going to be able to defend the title if we play as poorly as we played tonight. Tonight's performance was so poor, so disappointing, guys. One thing I have to say is that centre-back experiment of Eric Garcia and Christensen, we shouldn't see it again. Let tonight be the first and last time that we see that combination, because the combination totally did not work at all. So many times we conceded so many chances. The coordination from the back was poor. Even Eric, despite the fact that he's good playing out from the back, tonight he didn't look as if he was so composed on the ball playing out from the back. We struggled tonight, guys. Barca really struggled tonight, guys. And we could have lost this game. We could easily have lost this game. The only reason why we have not dropped 3 points tonight against Rayo is Joan Garcia. Joan Garcia is the only reason why Barca have been able to escape with a point tonight, guys. Rayo were clearly the better side. I am not ashamed to admit that Rayo were clearly the better side. Joan Garcia legitimately left Barca off the hook. I lost count of how many saves this guy made. And they were not just routine saves, these were world-class saves. As many as over 7 world-class saves tonight to keep Barca in the game, guys. Now I see why Barca had to go for Joan Garcia this summer. We struggled with this signing, guys. Sometimes you need your goalkeeper to bail you out in games that are very tight, and that's exactly what Joan Garcia has done for Barca tonight. His performance tonight has to be one of the best goalkeeping performances I've seen in a long while. And deservedly, he got the Man of the Match award. Of course, there was no surprise there because Joan Garcia was superhuman tonight, guys. If it wasn't for him, Barca could have lost this game with about 5 goals. He was that good tonight. We had our chances too, of course. There was a chance in the first half for Dani Olmo. He blazed over the bar at point blank range. You could see that Hansi Flick was raging. We let this game sleep. It was a poor performance, guys. So poor from Barca tonight. And even though some of our individuals that we've been able to rely upon in some of our games when we've struggled, even tonight, a lot of them had an off day. It was an off night for virtually the whole team. Barca cannot continue like this. That is very clear. With the way we performed tonight, we stand absolutely no chance to defend La Liga this season. I know it's still early days and there shouldn't really be cause for alarm yet because, of course, it's just 3 games into the season, but we have won 2 and we have drawn 1. So that means we have 7 points. There shouldn't really be cause for panic. But then again, continuing the way we played tonight, that means that we are ready to wave the La Liga title goodbye because Madrid will not let us off the hook this season, guys. Madrid look better than they looked last season. And so far, I would have to say that Barca look worse than we looked last season. So far, on the evidence of the first 3 games of the season, Barca look worse than we did last season. Madrid look better than they did last season at this stage of the season, guys. So I think the international break comes at the perfect time for us, guys, because Hansi Flick needs to go back to the drawing board, guys. The departure of Íñigo Martínez is a huge blow for Barcelona. It is a huge blow for Barcelona. You can see that Hansi Flick is still trying to figure out how to work out that defensive line. Because Araujo has started the first 2 games, he didn't really play very well alongside Kubasi. Tonight, Eric Garcia and Christensen were given an opportunity, and that partnership, it looked woeful, even worse than the Kubasi and Araujo partnership. So Hansi Flick really needs to work and go back to the drawing board. He needs to find a solution to the departure of Íñigo Martínez, guys. Íñigo Martínez is a huge loss for us, guys. I knew this was going to be the case, but I trust Hansi Flick to make something happen because we cannot continue like this. Playing in this high line, when you don't get it right, you are going to struggle. So many times, Rayo were able to get in behind our defense. The only reason, like I said earlier, the only reason why Barca escaped with not just a point, but escaped without being thrashed tonight is Joan Garcia, guys. That seems like 25 million euros well spent, guys, because Joan Garcia was superhuman tonight. He delivered a goalkeeper masterclass. He was rightly named the man of the match. We took the lead in the first half through a Lamine Yamal penalty. I don't know whether that was actually a penalty or not. I didn't really seem convinced that that was a penalty, but somehow there was no VAR check. La Liga, once again, they were outdoing themselves because I heard that the VAR monitor was faulty, hence they couldn't take a look, but we took the lead through that penalty from Lamine Yamal in the first half. He seems like he's taking more responsibility this season. I think last season, even though Lewandowski was a penalty taker, when he was off the pitch, Rafinha took most of the penalties. Lewandowski was not starting tonight against Rayo. We had the penalty. Lamine Yamal won it. Rafinha had the ball at first, but eventually he handed it over to Lamine Yamal, and Lamine Yamal took it. So it's clear that Lamine Yamal is taking up more responsibility and he wants to score more goals as well, which is a good thing. But the first half, even though we were leading at halftime, Barca was not playing at their sparkling best in that first half. And in the second half, the pressure was very much from Rayo. Joan Garcia bailed us out on a lot of occasions, but finally, Rayo were able to get in behind our defense and they scored from a corner kick to make it 1-1, and we couldn't find the winner. They were even looking like the team most likely to win the game with the level of pressure that they had, guys. Barca cannot continue like this. This performance tonight is unacceptable. If we want to retain the success and if we want to retain La Liga like we won it last season, this performance tonight must not repeat itself at all. It's still early days in the season, but it is advantage Real Madrid at this point because they have won their first 3 games and they have 9 points. They are seated alongside Athletic Club in first place in the table, and then Villarreal and Barca, who both have 7 points, are 3rd and 4th respectively. So there's still a lot of La Liga action to play after the international break, but I just feel like and I hope that this international break has come at the perfect time for Barca because Hansi Flick needs to go back to the drawing board. These players need to understand that half-hearted performances are unacceptable, and playing like that, we cannot retain La Liga this season. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys, and I'll catch you on the next video. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça. Adios.